Want to speak real Korean from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at KoreanClass101.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hui. Welcome back to Korean Top Words. In this lesson, we will be talking about top 10 tourist attractions in South Korea. Let's begin. 경복궁, 경복궁 Palace. 경복궁, 경복궁 Palace. So, if you have to pick one palace that you have to visit in South Korea, I definitely recommend 경복궁 to visit. It's located very at the center of the city, so you can easily go there. And there are some of the performance that you can see. It's beautiful, and you can also see modern buildings around the palace and see what's the past and what's the present. So using that word, you can say 경복궁은 1395년에 지어졌습니다. The 경복궁 Palace was built in 1395. 로데오 길, Rodeo Street. Rodeo 길, Rodeo Street. Seoul can be divided into two, like Gangbuk, the north part of Seoul, and Gangnam, the south part of Seoul. So Rodeo 길 is located in Gangnam area. It used to be very like fancy street, like you can see a lot of fashion leaders. These days you can see them almost every city, but used to be like that. So it's still known as the hub of fashion in Seoul. So you can say 로데오 길은 서울의 패션 중심지입니다. Rodeo Street is the fashion hub of Seoul. 롯데월드, 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 롯데월드. If it is rainy but you really want to take a roller coaster, then you can go to this amusement park. It's indoor amusement park, so it's basically inside the building. So no matter if it is rainy, like windy, snowing, you can just go to this amusement park and just ride anything. So you can say 롯데월드는 서울에 있는 테마파크입니다. The Lotte World is a theme park located in Seoul. 서울 타워 and Seoul Tower. Seoul Tower and Seoul Tower. When you go to a north part of Seoul, you can see a tower on the top of a mountain. That's Seoul Tower. So if you go to Seoul Tower, you can see everything in Seoul. Because it's on one of the tallest mountain in Seoul, and over there's another big tower, so you can see everything. It used to be called as Seoul Tower in English, but after a TV station bought this tower, they put N in front of Seoul Tower. So now it's N Seoul Tower in English. Using the word, you can say 서울 타워는 남산 위에 있습니다. N Seoul Tower is on the top of Mountain Namsan. 인사동, 인사동. 인사동, 인사동. So 인사동 is kind of the street where you can find some souvenirs, like traditional things, and it's located right next to the 경복 Palace, 경복궁 Palace. So it's easy to go. So for example, you can go around the palace and get out and go to this street to buy some souvenirs. In a sentence, you can say 인사동에는 골동품 상점이 모여 있습니다. 인사동 is filled with antique shops. 제주도, 제주 Island. 제주도, 제주 Island. If you have 3 days, I think you can definitely go to this island. It's a little bit crowded, but if you drive, you can go to places less crowded, but so beautiful. There are a lot of places that you can see different sceneries, like different atmospheres and everything. So I absolutely want to recommend you to visit there if you have 3 days and you want to be away from the city. 제주도는 한반도 남쪽에 있는 화산섬입니다. 제주도 is a volcanic island situated off the southern coast of the Korean peninsula. 한반도 비무장지대, Korean DMZ. 한반도 비무장지대, Korean DMZ. When you go to South Korea, I think some of your friends might be worried because it's very close to North Korea. For them, you can actually take a picture of North Korean soldiers and show them, and this is where you can see them. So DMZ is actually the area between South and North Korea. It's very dangerous because there are a lot of mines. But there's some areas that you can go as a tourist. You have to make a reservation in advance, but if you go there, you can actually see North Korean soldiers. 한반도 비무장지대는 한국전쟁 이후 1953년 체결된 정전협정에 따라 설정되었습니다. The Korean Demilitarized Zone was established at the end of the Korean War according to the Armistice Agreement signed in 1953. 해운대 바다, 해운대 beach. 해운대 바다, 해운대 beach. Seoul is the biggest city in South Korea, and second biggest is Busan, which is really close to Japan. So there you can see a big beach, like it's very crowded. So it's called 해운대. So you can say 해운대 바다는 여름에 휴가를 온 관광객들로 붐빕니다. 해운대 beach is crowded with tourists on vacation in the summer. 경주, 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 경주. Gyeongju used to be the capital of the country named Silla, which was the biggest country in Korean Peninsula before Joseon. So there are a lot of historical remains in the city. So if you want to see very historical thing, then I want to recommend you to visit Gyeongju. So in the sentence, you can say 경주에는 유물이 많습니다. There are many historical remains in Gyeongju. 강남, Gangnam, 강남, Gangnam. It literally means the south of river. It's because in Seoul, there's a big river across the city and Gangnam is placed just under the river. The entire area can be called as Gangnam, but these days, if you just say Gangnam, that means the downtown of the south part of Seoul. So you can say 강남은 싸이의 강남 스타일로 더 유명해졌습니다. Gangnam become more famous with Psy's Gangnam Style. And here's one tip. If you go to Gangnam, you can see the statue for the song Gangnam Style. Okay, that's all top 10 tourist attractions in South Korea. I hope you visit some of these places. Make sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time. 다음 시간에 뵙겠습니다. 안녕히 계세요.